Hi, how are you doing? This is me, Tony, and this is another video for you on YouTube. Today we continue with the inscription of King Eshmunazar, and today I'm going to give you an Arabic translation and a few comments about this very famous Phoenician inscription. So let us start with my Arabic translation of this inscription, and this reads in Arabic: في شهر بول وفي السنة 14 لملك الملك أشمونعزار ملك الصيدونيين ابن الملك تبنيت ملك الصيدونيين، هكذا تكلم الملك أشمونعزار ملك الصيدونيين فقال: اقتلعت قبل وقتي ابن سنين قليلة كطفل المحرقة يتيم ابن أرملة، واضطجعت في هذا التابوت وفي هذا القبر وفي هذا المكان الذي بنيته. كن من تكون، أي ملك أو أي إنسان عادي، لا تفتح مكان راحة هذا ولا تبحث عن أي شيء ها هنا، لأنه لم يوضع معي شيء ها هنا، ولا ترفع تابوتي من مكان راحتي، ولا تنقلني من مكان راحة هذا إلى مكان آخر. وأيضا إذا قال لك الآخرون أن تفعل هذا فلا تستمع لما يقولونه لك، لأنه كل إنسان وكل ملك يفتح مكان راحة هذا أو يرفع تابوتي من مكان راحة هذا أو ينقلني من مكان راحة هذا، فسوف لن يكون لهم مكان راحة في عالم الأموات، وسوف لن يجدوا قبرا يقبرون به، وسوف لن يكون لهم أبناء أو نسل من بعدهم، وسوف تسلمهم الآلهة المقدسة إلى حاكم قوي يسود عليهم فيقطعهم إلى أشلاء. كل ملك أو إنسان عادي، يا من تفتح مكان راحة هذا، اعلم أنه لن يكون لنسلك جزر في الأرض أو ثمرة من فوق أو هيئة بين الأحياء تحت الشمس، لأني أنا مدعاة للشفقة. اقتلعت قبل وقتي ابن سنين قليلة كطفل المحرقة يتيم ابن أرملة، أنا لأني أنا أشمونعزار ملك الصيدونيين ابن الملك تبنيت ملك الصيدونيين ابن الملك أشمونعزار ملك الصيدونيين، وأمي هي أم عشترت كاهنة عشترت ربتنا الملكة بنت الملك أشمونعزار ملك الصيدونيين. ونحن قد بنينا هياكل الآلهة، هيكل الإلهة عشترت بصيدون أرض البحر، وأقمناها هنالك ممجدينها. وكذلك نحن كنا من بنينا هيكل الإله أشمون السهل المقدس في عين إيديل في الجبل، وأقمناه هنالك ممجدينه. ونحن أيضا من بنى هياكل الآلهة الصيدونيين في صيدون أرض البحر، هيكل لبعل صيدون وهيكل لعشترت اسم بعل. وقد أعطانا سيد الملوك دور ويافا وأرض سهل شارون الغنية بالحنطة كمكافأة للأعمال العظيمة التي قمت بها، ولقد ضممنا كل هذه إلى حدود أرضنا لكي تكون للصيدونيين إلى الأبد. كن من تكون، أي ملك أو أي إنسان عادي، لا تفتح مكان راحة هذا ولا تعري مكان راحة هذا، ولا تنقلني من مكان راحة هذا، ولا ترفع تابوتي من مكان راحة هذا، كيما لا تسجنكم الآلهة المقدسة ولا تقطعكم ملكا كنتم أو أناسا عاديين أنتم ونسلكم إلى الأبد. So this is my Arabic translation. And now a few comments about this inscription. You realize in this inscription that the name of the king, Eshmunazar, is the same as the name of his grandfather, King Eshmunazar I. And this is what we call in French la paponymie, or in English paponymia, which means naming the son after the name of the grandfather. And you could see that in so many different Phoenician inscriptions when the genealogy of a person is being told, or the Whakapapa, if I'm to use a Maori name. And this paponymia has persisted until our time in Lebanon, and you could still find this tradition or this custom being observed by almost all religious and community groups. And in fact, my name is the same of my grandfather, so my family has followed also this tradition by naming me after my grandfather. May he rest in peace. Also in this inscription you could find also the old tradition, especially among royal families, to marry among themselves, this is what we call intrafamilial marriage. So the mother of the king is actually the daughter of his grandfather, which means that his father, King Tabnit, married his sister, Queen Mastarte. Fortunately, this custom disappeared from the Middle East with the advent of the Christian era. In this inscription you could have an idea also about the gods of the Sidonians, and by the way, the word Sidonians does not only mean the inhabitants of the city of Sidon in South Lebanon, but it's a word that also could mean the Phoenicians as a whole. And the gods of the Sidonians, a very famous one is Eshmun, who was the god of health, and the Baal Sidon and Astarte and Astarte Shembal, all of them are gods of this major city of Phoenicia. The god Eshmun is the god of health, as I said, and the caducée, which is the symbol of doctors all over the world, was actually the symbol of the god Eshmun, which is a snake twisted around a stick. The Adon Milchim, or the Lord of Kings, that the King Eshmunazar talks about in his inscription is most likely King Darius I of the Achaemenid Empire, that was ruling the whole area of the Middle East and North Africa at that time. The Phoenicians were under the Persian Empire rule, but they were in a way having certain kind of autonomy, and they enjoyed their culture and their religion, and the Achaemenid emperors were very tolerant towards other peoples and other religions, and you could have an idea about that when you read the Bible. And for those who have some knowledge about the Bible, uh, during the Persian rule, the Jewish people who were um, taken to Babylonia were able to go back home, and not only go back home, but they were able to build Jerusalem and build the temple. So the people of the land of Canaan, being Phoenicians or Hebrew, uh, enjoyed certain kind of peace and prosperity under the Persians of that period of time. Unfortunately, the التاريخ يكرر نفسه, or the history repeats itself, and some people in Lebanon now are the allies of another Persian empire. It's the empire of the Khomeini, which is a bit totally different from the Achaemenid empire. The empire of Khomeini is based on a very intolerant and supremacist view of Islam, the Shiite version, and they are not after peace, they are after domination and supremacy over all the people of that region. What can we say more? I'm not going to go through more politics. I'm going to move to another aspect, also politics. You could see in this inscription that the cities of Dor and Jaffa and the plain of Sharon, which are now part of, or in the modern day Israel, were also part of the Canaanite or the Phoenician territory. And the king said that these will remain under the Phoenicians forever. But unfortunately, there is nothing forever. Everything changes except the eternal. The Phoenicians and the Persians were friends and allies for a while, but then Sidon itself rebelled against the Persian Empire, another Persian emperor, and the people of Sidon decided to burn their cities and burn themselves alive and not surrender to the ruthless Persian king, and that happens around the year 343. Another words about the inscription, you realize that King Tabnit is in Turkey, remains are in Turkey, and King Eshmunazar's tomb and probably remains are in France. And those two kings should deserve to go back home to where they were in Sidon. But unfortunately they are like all of us, Phoenicians all over the world. Even me, I'm in New Zealand, at the end of the world, in the land of the white clouds, in a land shaken by earthquakes, and in a land formed or squeezed in between two tectonic plates. But anyway, as I said, no one is eternal, only God is eternal. May God defend New Zealand and protect this lovely country that is now mine. And may God also continue to watch over Lebanon and over the Middle East and over the Phoenicians and all peoples. God bless you all, and see you next time with another inscription.